out everything. All right, ladies, we are officially live. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the very first Mirrors Monday for 2026. I am Yes, we're excited. My name is Stephanie Lee, and I am the Youth and Community Engagement Officer with the Mirrors program. Sorry, I'm getting some feedback. Just getting some feedback. My apologies, everyone. This will give us a few minutes to allow people to join the stream. All right, that's as a as a scholarship recipient. If you didn't know, today we're actually looking to talk about two different things. We are looking to discuss the upcoming Finding Funds for College, Finding Funds for College webinar series, and we're also looking to hopefully have a chance to speak with Coach Alfred Powell, who is an internationally renowned motivational speaker, very familiar with Bermuda. Unfortunately, however, he is caught up in the snowstorm on the century, so we might not have the opportunity to speak with him. But I will still talk a little bit about the upcoming parent session that he will be here for. Um, so without further ado, let's talk about the finding funds for college. How are you?
Hello, I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
Good. 1 second. There we go. So, the Finding Funds for College webinar series is an upcoming series of workshops that will highlight the opportunity for persons to find funds for college. Can you share a little bit about your experience with the scholarship application process, and how you managed to win a few scholarships and which scholarships you actually were awarded?
Yeah, so I'll give a bit of background on myself. My name's Nazara Bridgewater. I graduated from Barclay Institute June of 2021, and then I attended Howard University from August 2021 up until I graduated in May of 2025, where I graduated with my Bachelor's of Business Administration in the finance concentration with an actuarial science focus, and then I also had a mathematics minor. And so those 4 years at Howard University, which is a school in the US, very expensive. It was $200,000 in total, but it was completely funded with scholarships, thankfully to Bermuda scholarships as well as some academic scholarships. So the academic scholarships I got was based off my GPA and it was given to me from my school. But then when it comes to Bermuda scholarships, I received a BFIS scholarship, the Aon Rondell Tankard Memorial Award, as well as I received an ABIC scholarship from MS Amlin at the time, but I think they're now MS Reinsurance. And so when it comes to my scholarship experience, I would say that the best thing and the best advice I could give is that a scholarship is so much more than just a scholarship. I feel as if for me, since I wanted to go into international business, BFIS was the best route for me because through my BFIS scholarship, I also got connected with Aon, who is my sponsor company, where I also had internships all 4 summers. So each summer that I came back, I had an internship. Winter time when I came back, I also had internships. So that was an opportunity for me to connect in the field that I did want to go into. And I still have so many connections that I gained from Aon. So that's definitely an important thing. When it comes to applying for the scholarships, I would say start early. Scholarships, I know usually they close in March. So I would definitely say that the earlier you start, the earlier you look at the questions and everything, it's definitely going to be for the best.
Great. Thank you very much for that. Um, so about your application process, how many scholarships did you actually apply for?
I applied for many more than I got. I feel as if that's definitely one thing. Do not be discouraged by not being shortlisted for a scholarship. I applied to the same exact scholarships 4 times in a row. Some I didn't get, but then sometimes those ones that I applied to constantly I did end up getting my ABIC one. I think I applied, it wasn't until my second year that I did actually receive it. But each year I made sure to apply to at least 5. So then I was also scholarship of last resort. So you just have to apply to at least 5 scholarships and then you'll be able to apply to that one. So I shortlisted I'd say at least 10. And then from there I applied to multiple of those.
All right, give me one second. We are having a bit of a technical issue.
Okay.
So it looks like our technology has not been cooperating with us today.
No worries.
All right, for our live stream. I do see you in the corner here, but I don't know why you're not in the big screen. All right, so while I am sorting that part out, is there any advice that you can give persons who are currently applying for scholarships outside of, applying early? Um, what are some pieces of advice that you can share with scholarship applicants who are looking to apply to scholarships? Is there any prep work, any pieces that they should look into and solidify?
Yeah, most definitely. I feel as if community service already is, most schools require that for graduation. So community service is a big one, but I would also say that try and do some community service tailored to what you want to do in the future. If you want to be like something in regards to like PE or sports, like a physiotherapist, you could maybe help coach the little leagues football and do that as community service because it also shows your interest in your future career. I would also say things such as like make sure that you're doing stuff like pertaining to your career. So for me personally, since I knew I always loved math, I wanted to do actuarial science. I went back to my primary school, which was West Pembroke, and after schools, I would help their after school program and I'd tutor the students who went to the after school program with math. And me showing that, I was able to put that as into work experience in my Bermuda scholarships profile because that was me showing like work experience, even though I know like in high school you might not have all the work experience. When I was 16, it was more so like the only job you can do is pack groceries. So I feel as if putting stuff like that into work experience shows your drive and your want to do that. So it's stuff like that. And then also, I feel as if when it comes to essay writing, treat it like it's another one of your classes because that's exactly what it is. Though some of the essay writing, it might not be 3,000 word essays, it might be as simple as in 100 words, in 200 words, explain to me why you want to go into your career or something like that. I feel as if a lot of the scholarships from now are already open, so you're able to go and see what the questions are. I feel as if pay very attention to what they say in the questions because some scholarships will tell you of these 10 questions, answer six, or of these three questions, answer two. Make sure that you're actually answering two or answering six because it shows that you're actually reading instructions and you're paying attention to what's happening and what they're asking for. And then with that, make everything personable. I would say do not use AI. I know it's very easy to use AI nowadays, but when it comes to you just completely writing a scholarship question or a scholarship answer with AI, a lot of times that is checked. So they put it into an AI checker, and if it's completely AI, they're probably going to bin your scholarship application because that's not you. That's not you actually taking the time. So I'd say take the time to actually do it, sit maybe an hour a day, maybe even an hour on the weekend, look through what questions you might want to do, shortlist them, right? Like I had in my notes app on my phone, I made a table and then I'd put which ones are due, which scholarships are due first, and then which ones I'd have to prioritize, which one have the most questions, the longer questions. And then from that, I was able to make sure everything was checked off on time and at least apply, I'd say 1 to 2 weeks before the actual due date because when it comes to those big scholarships and everyone's applying for the same exact scholarships, the website's slow. Sometimes the website may crash. And when the website is crashing, that has nothing to do with the people with the scholarship
Yeah.
website or anything like that because you could have been able to submit it before that deadline, but you chose to submit it on the deadline. So just definitely be prepared.
Okay. Thank you very much. We also now have on the call Miss Alicia Trott, who is the host of the Finding Funds for College webinar series. And let's see if we can get you.
Hello, hello.
Hello, how are you?
Good. Thanks for joining us, Nazara. Really great advice.
Thank you for having me.
I'm making you. All right. All right. We'll upload a different copy later. So thank you, Alicia, for joining us today. I am very excited about the entire month of February that we'll be hosting the webinar series. Um, share with us a little bit more about the series, what you're most excited about, and what you hope Parsons will take from it.
So, absolutely love the Finding Funds for College series, both as a parent as well as someone who works with young people. There are so many opportunities and supports in Bermuda that people may or may not know of. So being able to have scholarship recipients, the scholarship providers, people that are on the committees, as well as financial professionals and industry experts in one space is just so magical, because there is a lot of money that is put into scholarships that is sometimes left on the table because students are just unaware or they don't feel like it's for them. Families might not be in the best position to assist them. So getting the knowledge out there for parents that are either, primary schoolers. Me personally, I have a 4-year-old to a 14-year-old. So thinking of just the full spectrum and how you can start planning. So like Stephanie said, it's going to be every Tuesday for the month of February, and it's going to be on Zoom. So you have no excuse. You can be there and cook at the same time and study if you have to, because we're also welcoming students, especially like S3s and S4s, because they're laying the foundation to go. Co-curricular hours will be available for them. But over 4 weeks, the first one is going to be February 3rd, which is next week.
Yep.
So please, if you haven't registered, register. We'll share the links all over the place. But we're going to start off with our lending institutions and some financing options. And that is really crucial because if we're talking about funding the funds, what are some of those locally available things that parents can do? Whether that's saving, learning more about like the loan process, how to leverage things like your pension. So on that session, February 3rd, we are going to have the Bermuda Pension Commission. So they'll speak about different provisions within your pension that you may or may not know about that can assist with educational needs. We'll have Friesenbrook, a financial planner that will speak to how to grow some wealth, as well as life insurance and their different options that they have. Ocean Tree Financial is another financial planning agency that will discuss, how you can save. So we have people that might need loans, people that might be younger in the game where you can start to like build that wealth and leverage it to make it work for you. The Bermuda Credit Union, who also do savings and loans, and Clarion Bank. So it's a wide range of between like wealth building and there's traditional financing through the bank. So that's going to be exciting because you get to learn, hey, if you want to sit down with a financial planner, this is a very personal journey, right? So it's not one size fits all.
Mhm.
Being able to ask questions, it's going to be a very interactive sessions. So yeah, that's going to be the first one, February 3rd.
It sounds
Lending
like a lot.
institutions. It's a lot, but you have to know, right? Because it's like you can go the loan route, but let's say, for my 4-year-old, I have 14 years essentially to save.
Hmm.
So is it some things that I can go in and invest in the stock market or do different bonds or trading or even like certificate deposits? Like what can we do to build some of that wealth? But if you do need a loan or have those different options, it's just good to know. And I love, the credit union element because many people, employers, you get different benefits through the credit union. You don't have to work here. You can still go and open the account, but just how everything comes to support and given just those various options because education is key. And so our hope is even that out of that session, people go and you make these financial review appointments, whether that's at your bank with a planner, and get the numbers because college is not cheap. And it's
Yeah.
not just school fees, it's everything else, right? The travel, the books, the living, the
Yep.
everything. And let's say you want to be, in a medical field or something super specialized and you're there for like 12 years. We have to think about this because we don't want to put ceilings on our young people. So
Hmm.
if your young person comes home and wants to be an astronaut or some super specialized neuroscientist, hey, we're here for it. So how can we support that process? Money should never be the thing that holds us back from our dreams because the abundance is literally everywhere. So yeah, kicking off on February 3rd with that session. And then the next week on the 10th, we're going to come back and get into college, vocational, and technical scholarships.
Hmm.
So that's a big one because we'll have Bermuda scholarships and they house the majority of the scholarships in Bermuda. So getting to know that platform, how to best leverage it. We'll have more students that are coming on, like Nazara, to share the experience and their nuggets. and then the Bermuda College, which is going to be cool because not everyone is in a position to go straight away. So, what are some local options? How can you transfer out? The college has amazing articulation agreements. So, if those young people want to stay here, let's say they're graduating from Bermuda High School, either Cedar Bridge or Berkeley, if they have that 3.0, they very well can go to Bermuda College for free under that College Promise program and transfer out. So that's also a way to offset savings. And then we'll have Belco because they have a training and apprenticeship program. So that's going to be a good one. All of them are good, right? So just sign up for the whole game. Uh, and then on the 17th, we'll have Centennial Bermuda Foundation. And so, yeah, 2 and 3 scholarship recipients as well. So each session, we're going to have both the organizer and then students to share their perspectives. We're also looking at potentially having Accelerate come on that day. That is Miss Sandra Deal, who assists students either one-on-one through her workshops. She also has pop-up college fairs. She has a book, everything to help our students that may need that extra support, families as well, to just share some of her industry experts. She just wrapped up a college fair, so that would be really cool. And then we're going to wrap up on the 24th of February with the Department of Workforce Development and the Ministry of Education. So, yeah, lots of money, millions of dollars on the table, just breaking some of the stereotypes. You don't have to be a straight A student that, is head girl. They have various options. They have needs based, like Nazara said, being able to do some community services, getting into your niche. Businesses invest in you if they see you investing in you.
Mhm.
So having it all just in one spot, right? And how can we support each other as a community? What's out there? Letting our students, so the S3 and S4 students, come on, get your co-curricular hours. We'll have our peer leaders, so they are also in schools on the ground helping young people to get enrolled in college. So we'll have them supporting us. And yeah, we need to, because our children are the movers and the shakers of the future, and they are going to create jobs that are not even existing. So
Mhm.
how are we in our best position to support that? Because they have the dreams. If you have a conversation with young people, they are full of wonder,
Mhm.
and we just need to support that, right? Times are
Yeah.
changing, things are accessible. We don't have to carry financial disease when it comes to these types of conversations. No, you might not have hundreds of dollars in the bank. That doesn't mean that you can't support your young person in going to school. Or, families, are buying a house. We have multiple young people. So it might even be siblings feeling like, hey, I can't go to school. I have 2 older siblings that have to go first. Or, no, we just want to provide as much information and connections so that it's possible. And what we hear from the scholarship committees is that a lot of them are left on the table. Like people just don't apply. So
Yeah.
just shifting that so that it's no, let's go. We're ready to change the world.
No, that's incredible. Like Nazara was saying earlier that her undergrad costs what, over $200,000?
Yes.
Yeah. Mhm. That's for you.
So
That's for you.
and
Yes.
exactly, and it's not getting any
It's definitely
less
getting cheaper. Yeah.
expensive.
We've
Um,
seen how inflation is doing us.
yeah, exactly. So, having these sessions to talk about the different ways that parents and the extended family, village keepers, as I like to call us,
Yeah.
can help support that eventuality of our young people being able to go off to university. Now, what I do also appreciate is that we're going to be talking with the different types of scholarship options, because not everyone is going to be an actuary. Not everyone is going to be a lawyer or a doctor. We need plumbers.
Yes.
We need masons. We need handymen. And there are many opportunities for them to gain the education, the technical education that exists, and as well as the experiential opportunities. I was talking with Centennial about their Skill Up scholarship, and I know they're really
Yeah.
excited to talk about that as well because it kind of goes hand in hand with that. It's about having the opportunity for everyone, no matter what type of background they come from, what they're interested in, to have that opportunity to pursue their dreams, whatever those dreams are.
Yes, and that they're, and the Department of Workforce Development being able to speak to that, the college with their offerings, the Ministry of Education, they give those like vocational and technical scholarships. So definitely getting the information out there that whatever the path is, even if it's off the beaten path, because that's what you also hear a lot of these scholarship providers don't feel so boxed in, even if it's a scholarship area and it's not clearly defined, that might be a career that we don't have that we need.
Hmm.
So they tell you to just apply, to put yourself out there, to network and work towards it. So how do we have that mentality of parents, family members, the extended, even just the community?
Hmm.
How do we support our young people and shifting it to where it's not just a high school thing? You don't have to
Hmm.
just think about it when you get there and that path and being able to do the different internships. There are a lot of them available. More and
Hmm.
more companies like Skillcraft and others that I'm seeing pop up that are doing those hands-on as well as, traditional careers. But yeah, being able to know what's out there, I think is just so important. So I love this series. And it's every year you're gonna learn something new. So even if you felt like you've come before,
Hmm.
come again and again and get the young person to come on, because it's so powerful to have the young person that's going to be going through this, because often the parents will sign up, the
Hmm.
village keepers as you say, but the young person is the one that's going through it. So being able to build that confidence, like you saying, essay writing,
Hmm.
hearing from other young people what that process was like, what support that they needed.
Hmm.
So if you are listening and you know a young person, they could be in middle school,
Hmm.
they could be in high school. We will give co-curricular hours so they get recognized for their time there, but definitely encourage them to register. The link is all over the page, but if you need Stephanie, you can give Stephanie a call
Yes.
or an email. What's your contact details, Steph?
So I was actually going to get into that.
Sorry.
So no problem. So yes, the phone number here at Mirrors is 294-9291. Or my direct email is srlee@government.bm. So thank you very much for all of that, Alicia. And Nazara, that has been very useful, very helpful, and very informative, particularly as this is, as you said, scholarship season. Many of them have just come out literally January 1, and they closed March 31. So now is the time to, if you haven't started prepping, start prepping. Um, I really do appreciate even the talk about starting early. Um, I have two very young nieces, a set of twins. They're not four yet. As a village keeper, am looking into how I can support their parents in being
Yes.
able to pay for event, whatever college, whatever it is that it looks like for them.
Yeah.
And of course, Nazar, you're technically not a traditional student now as well. This would have been your postgraduate scholarships now, right?
Well, I actually started working at KPMG in October.
Okay.
So yeah,
Oh,
right now I'm working full time, but
Okay.
maybe in the future, master's gonna come through and those postgraduate scholarships are gonna come in hand.
Yes. So again, scholarships are out there for everyone, no matter what stage, phase, or age you are in your educational journey, or if it's for somebody else that you love and appreciate. So thank you both very, very much for joining the call today. Um, Audience, my apologies for the technical issues. I will upload a cleaner version of this conversation to our Facebook and YouTube channels so that you can watch them at your leisure and have it make a little bit more sense. Um, so put it in your calendars. Give me a call at 294-9291. The Finding Funds for College webinar series Tuesday, every Tuesday in February from 6 p.m. to 7:15 p.m. on Zoom. So we'll send you the link and get you all registered. And just before we jump off, unfortunately, we didn't get a chance to speak with Coach Powell. Um, Again, he's an internationally renowned and motivational speaker. He will be on island next week, and he will be hosting a parent information session. Yes, he will be hosting a parent information session um, on Wednesday. That's February 4th. Yes,
Yeah.
Wednesday, February 4th, at Bruce Eaton James Auditorium from 6 to 8 p.m. Admission is free. And it's going to be a very interesting conversation, talking about meeting the child or getting to know the child you haven't met yet. So that's going to be very interesting. I really
Ooh.
encourage everyone to come out and participate in that seminar series. Um, so that's it. That's our our first Mirrors Monday for 2026. Thank you all very much. Tune in on our social channels. The final Monday, the last Monday of each month here, as we'll have a different topic. We'll talk about something new and exciting that's coming out of the Mirrors program. Thank you all very much and enjoy, and we'll talk again soon.
Thank you.
Thank you.